다들이 산에다가 아주 예배다 규리 아니 다 겐신 안다 서자 장수들데 당아주 취지시 샤베이나 가데 조성부터네 장수들 좀제리 엔 투시시 슈기 엔 당아도 처진에 소수 룸버 제대로 애는 학벌도 랑도 룸버리야 애는 강에 안다데 시우지당하고 양발 지금 다다 있네 있다 안다 남자다 진난고 와리야 대대로다 세버 이나양 안도다 미 룸버를 대여가 이르산에 저번에 뒤다 맞아 미터 룸버디 나로리야 대여가 이르산에 아니 랑고 룸버 자나야 야 산에 현재가 맞아 미지주인데 아니 미 초보다 맞아 잡자싱인데 다 산에 가봐 있네 영대게 여가래 뒤에되게 잡자다 지 가서 그게 제 아니 지 그다 튕기 자외원에 아주 비밀장소와 산에 강도 여가 있나요? 말아도 배발을 한 게 넘버로 배발을 한 게 딱 가서 아이덴티티 말라고 제제 독스 대대가 그래 미럽 제도야 로그 좀 어디나라 다 매만 붙이다 다다 미사가 차대게 그래 레디네 배배 넘버 티 무튼이자 심세 대대게 그래 배배 넘버 디펜트 아이덴티티 설전에 개체슈디 말아도 게이들이죠 동아도 규지 동 여버 주고기 등기 엄마래 그게 생거래 부위 생거래 엔다 나도 배배 지다 뭐냐는 아이덴티티스를 줘버리 딱 간다 개체슈시 가르스나 나도리야 뭐냐 자네기 산제베 취지다 밥을 빼 날린데 레자비 취지 내마 용대베 다 나도 남주 아니 르네 쳐왕아 르네 중왕아 르네 주신 세대기 아래 가다다 르네 쳐왕아 난기 자르고 아니 참아르고 소리고 남들이고 신 이게 뭐냐 지다 로선 충충식이라 나오지 말해 아니 개치시 남들이고다 변 소리고 아니 참아르고 집에 있는 이게 더럽게서 전문이 뒤가리야 할람다 나도 배봐 리야다 지 마도 현달 할람 매베서 주도가 변 참아르고 거를 차샤나 지 뭐니 자갈 박배 유기 지 당에 넘겨한다 변주 주든시 세대하게 어다 캐베 공부도서 예배 거두기 딱 간다지 친한기 캡 야와매와 간다지 세면슝 쉐우지기다 링부 여대부터 주태디 가서 배배 다고 대비체 안다 쉐지여 찾아래 야가랑을 롱리야 야가랑을 롱거리야 딱 하나면 되지 시라사 통야스미도 와다 다음에 리송 캐왕 리송 예시치마도 그래서 디디 삼던이 사는 가서 봐봐 거로들이샤 통구샤리샤 자다가 딘디지 딱 간다 하면 참아를 봐 애는 나들고 샤샤나 만수 넘지 않다 표지 캐왕즈 송준 거랄라 우세 생겨진 sen이 샤수요래 어다 땡아서 벽에다 산제베 쳐가 나를 여러마도 현 전문이 뒤간게 산제베 출루 준지싱의 수직을 우세 생겨진 뉴턴에 산제베 떠주 대세적동의 수직미도 와 뒤에 가서 레자께 장제 대세적고 요말에 나서 벽에 나로 뒤 차산 대세적도 하지 차도와 딱 가서 벽에 아이덴티티 뽑에 타네 천투야기 마서로 쏘디 하다 낭도 리고다 참아 리고디 레서 가지 자용기 그래서 자다 가서 배워줘 지 강에다 열이 이내지 그저 투도 산에 강도 예배 있나야 지금 상면다 안다 배주 지기야 인창수 돼야다 지금 부위를 되게 돌아한다 창수단 배주 도나도스다 제대하지 않다 뒤거샤 다들 창수 지간 아다 강에를 차되기 신시하도와 아다 드제 창수 드리지 학습 지다 간다 벽이다 릭숑 지 진지 지하성에디 롭종 전에 진지 지하를 모두 mellam gemni jinsi shaji mari ani ji sha xiaoru de chebxe dijigo ge tane pyo rikshung dingsep de chöntu yao mari da pyo rikshung dingsep da는 게 세다디 참아를 거다 ani nangdo rigo di tane da 간다 pyo rikshung dingsep de digan le yin yo de logic logic 전에 yao mari logic logic 전에 yao mari 마저 된가 다 당상이네리 근데 야가나리 야이네리 변나리 이네리 된제기다 우세기 흉두들 제 정두산에 론 수수를 장는 연구를 마도 야면도가 사진의 인도 장주대 도나 숙세시 지러지스야이 죄송아 아무도 당아 별이야 지금 안주배 지류기 상동다를 찍디 롬니 자야성에디 처진의 rob중 대난에 이니 시아자 예배 권부좀 마도 지단에 rob중 포무즈 로중시아 게다 mikdu 매대be 지기 들리죠 아래 아니 메마 아니 겨우 아니 지진소다 된제게 다 로중시아게 서로 거라 야말이다 리소 용기 마도시 야말 다 띵안조 진류 인도자네 띠 도르주래 띠 줄고기야래 컨저스 줄고르슬나 침부터네 교약해 야말이 현다가 하는 교야 야말 따데 말한수 롭종체 배수체니 다 벌건 대별로 숨주십주 나리야 땅은저 지금 건바 지금 시중마바 지금 상물로 지금 그저 도도 흉진 장고래스 다 흉진 수단에 참아르보다 난도르보다 쪼리기 하래 이 장고래스니 미규체되기 다가는 그 주매 공부sol에 다 흉지디다 로좀 저거래스니 미규체니 다 벌거 기시마 죽주치하기 아니 참을 내체 다 로디나로라 아니 기시매 라기 줘야지 다 되지가 않다 레디요 이제 뭐네 당아서 지 그게 가서 접중 포모 이야매가 전에 상에 다 흉지 장고래 또 셰디요 셰니다 무엇다 저부 정상 메뉴비요 대다 첩지 아니 미제 포모주의네 로종 저거래 쓰는 게 무슨 비규셰디요 자 지난주 다 자가나리네 비미산 마인베 히말라야 리규기 다 서구즈 지 미제 포모주 다 흉진 도나치야 흉진 로종 도나치야 되듯이 다 고추체 야 타죠 다 mik두로 사버스도 슬레인 거야래 아니 되는 시 변나리네 서구 몽구질이야 아니 유버소란 게다 지 로종 치야 되게 뒤집지 다 가서 고란조 때 된지기 뒤집시다 문진 제시 그다음에 슈긴도 저거 안에 파테버리 두스도도와 산진의 인도 맞아 별미리기 identity 숭야디 맞아 게이디 아니 가가강 심바자 뭐인바 가가강 금이 순주다 아니 양마천이 어다 양도 세지 디나로네 다 근유 부대 숨겨 하수셔야 되바 다 디디 땅 아주 벽이 리숑 완전 전에 띵섭도 지나는 소용이야래 다 디디 자 맞아 미럽 제주야래 미럽 사버스 디자 다고적 터버치다 그다음 무튼다 심투야지 애도 소소런이 뒤도 시험이나 아니 뭐네 지금 다 배배 뭐를 차상지 충분해 yes essence
His Holiness suggested that I translate just a gist of what he said. He began by expressing his appreciation to the Tibetans who have gathered here. As we say in Tibetans, the Tibetans have gathered here of various generations out of love, out of joy, and out of devotion, Gade Tosum. And he would like to express his deep appreciation. And in the association's president's report talked about how the community here really is thriving, and the sense of responsibility that they uphold both as Tibetans but as also American citizens living in the Madison area. He also talked about, said that although we Tibetans have lost our land, so in some ways we live in free country here, but we are also sad people who have lost our land. And not only that, but also right now, back inside home, the situation is still quite difficult. So back home, people live still now in constant fear and anxiety. There's no freedom. And so we lost our home, and we're living in many different parts of the world. But fortunately, wherever we Tibetans live as refugees in that area, we have been able to make friends, we have been welcomed, and also received so much support, generosity, as well as affection of people, such as here in the Madison area, so that the Tibetan people can thrive. So what is important for the younger generation of Tibetans in particular is to continue to remember that what is important is to maintain our Tibetan identity, and that ability to maintain our Tibetanness, what makes us Tibetan, is very crucial. And it's not just simply having a facial feature that looks like a Tibetan. You need to be able to speak the language. You need to be able to know what being Tibetan means. And so when it comes to being able to know the language, it's not enough simply to know what the 30 consonants and the 5 vowels are. Knowing alphabet alone is not enough. What is important is to be able to master the language, and more importantly, what the language carries. Tibetan language is the medium for a very sophisticated Indian Buddhist heritage that I refer to as the Nalanda tradition. And the Nalanda tradition is a very important part of the Buddhist tradition that upholds a very important and sophisticated body of knowledges. And in the classical Indian and Tibetan tradition, we speak of 10 fields of knowledge, out of which the 5 major fields are known as the 5 sciences. These include linguistics, epistemology and logic, Buddhist sciences, as well as arts, as well as science of healing. And among these 5 major sciences, in the Tibetan language and then in the Tibetan tradition, the science of epistemology and logic, as well as science of healing and the Buddhist studies, are highly developed. And in fact, today, if you look at the Buddhist traditions all over the world, it is only in the Tibetan tradition as well as in Tibetan language that the classical Indian Nalanda tradition of the epistemological thinking and the logic tradition is available. The great masters of the Indian logical traditions, all of their texts are available in English, Tibetan, but also the study of these traditions have been kept alive. It's only in Tibetan language and in the Tibetan monastic institutions that these have been kept alive. So there's need for the younger generation of Tibetans to appreciate that important heritage. We have been the custodians of the Nalanda Indian Buddhist tradition. And so in the past, although there was this tradition where the lay people do not get involved in the study of the major classics and somehow confine the study of these major texts and the knowledge of the Buddhist traditions, Buddhist sciences, to the monasteries. And this needs to change. And in fact, in India, I've made efforts and made appeal to all the monasteries, regardless of their size, to really take upon themselves the study of these great classics and the Buddhist sciences. Now, even in the nunneries, I've persuaded them to introduce these philosophical studies. And in fact, as a result of this, now we are beginning to reap the benefits of this, so that we have a Geshe Ma, the highest academic accomplishment in the monastic tradition. Geshe Ma is now being conferred, and the degree is being conferred this year or maybe they're next. So we're already, reaping the benefits, so that the study, when it comes to the philosophical study and access to these classics and knowledge is concerned, there should not be any discrimination based on gender or whether you are a part of a monastic traditions or not. And therefore, I have encouraged among the lay people, the lay Tibetans, to really take up on the study of the Buddhist sciences and Buddhist classics. And in the trans-Himalayan regions of India, in Ladakh and so on, this is now happening. So the younger generation here, among the lay people, you should really seriously think of spending some time to study the Buddhist sciences and Buddhist texts. So this is the way in which we can really retain our identity and maintain it, and also continue to enrich what being Tibetan means. And so when it comes to study, just knowing the language alone is not adequate. You really need to be able to make the effort. And this is perhaps the most important thing for the Tibetans to know, what it means to maintain the Tibetan identity while we are living in free countries.
Oh, yeah. So, wherever I meet people, I always carrying the feeling, I'm one of you. I just consider myself as one of the 7 billion human beings. On that level, no differences. Differences, let's say, country, religious faith, or different system, rich and poor, educated, uneducated, believer, non-believer, no differences. We are same human being. 7 billion human being, born same way, grown up same way, mainly, you see, one's own mother, parent, particularly our mother, you see, really taking care. Every 7 billion human being come that way. So we received maximum affection, maximum love from our mother, from our parent, from our friend. So that experience really, you see, absorbed in our, I think, each cell of the body. So that experience really absorbed. So as a result, even I think those very, ruthless leaders, they also, when they're surrounded by their friend who are showing them, who shows affection, these, I think, the ruthless leaders or so-called terrorists, I think they also, as a human being, when they're surrounded by sort of people who shows affection, so like that. So affection, love is concerned, even animal. Also, you see, they appreciate that. Obviously, dogs, cats, when we just feed and without showing affection, they also, I think, quite capable taking the food and then run away. If we show them, you see, affection, then they remain closer to you, and the dogs, they say, licking. Really beautiful, really beautiful. So like that. So therefore, entire 7 billion human beings, you see, essentially all have same potential of warm-heartedness. Now the reason why we need that, individual level, constant anger, constant fear, constant hatred, actually eating our immune system. That's now medical scientists say. And then obviously, according to our common sense, the family where, you see, full of love, full of friendship. And that family even may be very poor. Their day-to-day life difficult, but still full of love. The member of that family, old, young, including children, feel happy. Where the family, all the facility, big house and big car, and everything, see, all the facility, very high sort of price, all like that. But the member of that family, a little bit sort of jealousy each other, or distrust, lack of affection. That family never be happy family. Even I think some friend from outside, when they visit, the family were full of love. As soon as enter the house, that visitor also is get some feeling. Oh, feel happy, safe, joyful. The other family, cool, little bit of distance each other. Even visitor come. Oh, I think the visitor, I think then immediately feel, now sooner the better to leave. Like that. So, for individual health viewpoint, warm-heartedness is key factor. The happy family also, very important that. Then, like that, community level. Then finally, humanity level. If we want happy humanity, peaceful century, we should make century of love. It's a compassionate century. Compassionate century does not mean trees or flowers. These also, you see, should cultivate compassion. No. On the planet, frankly speaking, thousands or millions or billions of different species of some mammals or sentient being. I think only we human beings really creates a lot of problem. So, frankly speaking, we are troublemaker. If no longer human being, only birds, other animals, or fish, some way, you see, they live peaceful. Not much serious or also the creation of sort of also the trouble. We, at the same time, we have this special brain. Because of this brain, we can think more holistic. And we can think long-term, long future, like that. So now, logically, our wonderful brain should utilize for promotion of basic human value. That's human love, human affection, irrespective whether believer or non-believer, or this people, that people. So the education, awareness, more scientific way to explain the warm-heartedness is something very relevant to healthy body. Usually we call healthy mind, healthy body. In order to achieve, to get healthy body, healthy mind. Healthy mind means calm, peaceful, completely relaxed. That's healthy mind. So we can explain from kindergarten level up to university level. I think obviously, see, you have this is, I think, because of that, biologically or naturally, you see, you have this sort of experience. When you met your parent, you see, showing smile, love, you feel very happy. When you return your home, the parent's face a little bit negative, you also then feel a little bit uncomfortable, isn't it? So the human love is the key factor in order to create happy humanity, happy human society, happy humanity. So that seed biologically there. Now I think the mistake is existing education system is very much oriented about material value, external value. Not sufficient to explain about this inner value. So I think up to now, we simply, you see, simply have this sort of tradition. When we talk about love, compassion, forgiveness, these things, we rely on religious sort of
Faith, no.
God,
Faith, religious faith.
religious fields.
No, faith.
Or faith, no? So then, today, out of 7 billion human beings, over 1 billion non-believer, that's fact. Many of them, I think out of their ignorance, I think actually anti-religious, sort of,
Anti-religious, no.
yeah. Then among the believer, different faiths, different tradition there. So, like Indian constitution, based on secular, because when India's independence, you see, come, you see, India, multi-religious nation, and also including non-believer. So therefore, those wise Indian leaders, you see, they developed India's constitution based on secular, respect all religion, and also according Indians, you see, they also say respect a non-believer. That's the according Indian understanding about the meaning of secular. In the West, sometimes the people get the impression secular, some connection with atheism, disrespect religion. But according Indian, not that way. So in any way, so in any way, you see, without relying on religious sort of faith or religious reason, simply you see, use scientific finding and make connection with our common experience and common sense. That is, I think, in our education system, I think should include education, ethics,
No.
based on
Secular approach.
secular way. So actually, over I think several years, we already committed, making some effort, some further research. Now I think this year, I think we almost ready make draft curriculum of secular ethics education. So this is my number one commitment, promotion of, say, human value in order to create happy humanity. Then second, although you already, when you introduced me, you already mentioned these things. So not necessary to repeat that. The second, my commitment is, I'm Buddhist. And particularly now these days, due to different faith, sometimes, you see, killing now take place. I think this very moment, we are quite peaceful, happy. But same planet, in some area, killing due to different faith. I think very, very sad. Very sad. Unthinkable. All major world religious tradition, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and so on, all major world religious tradition, the real message or real practice of all this religion is love. So the very source of love, the very source of the forgiveness, spirit of forgiveness, you see now that causing division and killing, violence and killing. Unthinkable. Very sad. While such things are going on, we simply, you see, remain indifferently. Is, I think, immoral. Rest of the 7 billion human beings have the responsibility to help, to make effort, how to reduce this, eventually how to eliminate that kind of sort of conflict in the name of religion. So, I think each of us, whether believer or non-believer, these are human beings, human brothers, sisters. You see, additional suffering due to religious different faith. See, there is sort of possibility, there is sort of a sound basis to create harmony among different traditions on the basis of understand real value of these different traditions. Then, you know, the religious side, I usually used to describe mainly 2 aspects. Religious aspect, that's, as I mentioned earlier, same, love, practice of love. And then another aspect, philosophy. In the philosophical field, there's big differences. Obviously, I think major differences or serious differences is, you see, ancient Indian, I think over 3,000 years ago, it's already one school of thought. There is one Sankhya philosophy. There also is within there 2 groups. One group already, you see, do not accept or do not have the concept of creator, or rather self-creation. Then Jainism, same. Then Buddhism, same. No concept of creator. Except these 3, the rest of all major world religious tradition, you see, believe God or Allah or some kind of say, creator, absolute, permanent, you see. So there's big differences. And within, you see, the 3, the non-theistic religion, and also within Buddhism, as far as the philosophical view is concerned, there are many different schools of thought. So therefore, different philosophical views is necessary because of humanity, different mental disposition, different people with different mental disposition. That also because you see different environment, different lifestyle, different culture. So therefore, last more than 2,000 years, you see different religion come with different philosophical views. All, you see, carry the same message. The very purpose of this different philosophy is promoting or strengthening conviction about inner value and the practice of love, forgiveness, tolerance, these things. So then, it's a different philosophy, but same purpose, same goal. Like that. So once you see we look or we understand, you see that, then You see, mutual respect, mutual admiration automatically come. The theistic religion, religious sort of concept, God, creator. Everyone describes that creator is full of love, infinite love. If there is some religion say their God is full of anger, then I think difficult. But nobody say that. God is full of love. That very powerful philosophical views or method. You see, we, no matter how bad you, but ultimately created by that kind of God. So actually we are son of that God. 7 billion human beings are children of that God. So that, I think, a very powerful approach. Firstly, you see, give the people sort of also the enthusiasm. We are son of that kind of Father. We all have the same potential. And then we, as a good children, must follow our sort of beloved Father's sort of guide. That's love. So very powerful. So different philosophy. You see, if we think seriously, no causing of conflict, we understand purpose of these different philosophies. Okay. So that's, you see, my usual sort of thinking and making effort. I always try to reach out our spiritual brothers, sisters, you see, like that. So I think I have a lot of friends among Christians, among Muslims, among Hindus, among Jews. So one occasion in Australia, before my talk, there's one Christian minister, I think Sydney, I know that person. Oh, he dedicated serving homeless people. Wonderful, wonderful Christian brother, really wonderful. When he introduced me, he considered me as a good Christian. Strange looks, little sort of strange. So then, when I start my talk, I describe, I consider you as a good Buddhist. There is a reason. We have common practice. We both sincerely implement these teachings and these practice. So, I think there is sufficient reason to describe me as a good Christian. And also I have some sufficient reason to describe him as a good Buddhist. Like that. So these two commitments, although now my age, 81-year-old, nearly 81-year-old, but remaining how many years, I don't know. I fully committed till my death, promotion of human value through awareness, through education, and also through personal conduct. I think these are very important. Then promotion of religious harmony. So that I just want to share, irrespective whether Buddhist or non-Buddhist, or whether Tibetan or non-Tibetan, we are same human being. So I want to share these. But if you really feel some kind of close friend of me, then please think in these things and please make some contribution in these two fields.